I'm here to say Tracy said nothing wrong.
But I feel like if it came out at a different time, we may not be feeling the same way.
Yeah, you have to do it.
I think I know what it is. Oh, damn! Oh,
Aaron plopped it in my lap.
Pause. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Life with Anime Podcast, where you come to be entertained, find some escape and relief, and where we talk about the impact that anime has on our lives. We are your hosts, Family Man Joe.
And Mr. Music Major, how y'all doing?
What's up, y'all? Today we have another episode with two special guests, not just one, but two. The last time y'all saw us, we had two. Was that One Piece Talk was a great episode, but we got two more guests this time, and you know I got to give them a dope intro. So, the first one we got going on here. He's got 17K on TikTok, 19K on IG, and 176K on YouTube. It's the big time over here. July 29th, 2018 is when the first ever and the greatest anime debate show aired. He's known for his skits, debates, reactions, and most recently his tier list at
yo, Joe's crazy, son.
His tier list at conventions. One of the most authentic and genuine and down-to-earth creators, people we know. He's a man of many names. We have the one and only Mr. ShonenShowdown, a.k.a. Hentai Showdown, from the ShonenShowdown Syndicate, and our new boss. What's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Our new boss is crazy. Listen, man, y'all are something else, man. Listen, Joe is a Pro Bowler,
hey,
all right?
I'm not.
So
Dude,
I don't even know what he's all right. We got Preston, who's an all-time. You know, you see the piano, you see the keyboard in the back, all right? I don't even need to tell you anymore. It's in the name, Mr. Music Major, all right? So, man, like I said, I'm just here. You guys don't really know, but I do like the sound design, and I like to do some clips and edits on the channel and stuff. But thank you guys for having me, though. I'm really happy to be here.
me and Joe are janitors at
ShonenShowdown Syndicate. So
Syndicate is crazy.
Right,
syndicated.
We got one more. We got our second guest here. He's got 305K on TikTok, 62K on IG, 6K on YouTube. The first ever episode of the show where we talk about anime on Sundays aired out in February 2019. He's known for his skits and debates as well, and also his live reactions on Twitch. Part of the team that runs things over there at Trap Sushi. If you need a plug to get into anywhere and need to connect with somebody, this man knows everybody on the face of the planet, bro. You need a plug? Hit this man up. We have the one and only Mr. AnimexSundays. What's good, bro?
Don't hit me up. I don't know nobody. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, just honored to be. You know, they sent me over from ShonenShowdown HQ. I said I'd be honored.
We all work for you, bro.
I'd be honored to slide as a delegate. Sorry.
A delegate is if you go to these cons, number one, I've seen first of all, I've seen Rob and Jared both in person at cons, but it is really surreal to see like the amount of love that you guys get. It is like crowds of people that are like, hey, it's Rob, hey, it's Anime, like it's absolutely
y'all big time, bro. Y'all big time. You know what I'm saying? It's cool, bro. I appreciate y'all taking the time to come hang out with us lowly folks, you know what I'm saying, down here at Life with Anime Podcast.
Listen, I've never been in Japan. You
know what?
You know what I'm saying? That's a different
Jared
bag. You know what I'm saying? That's a different bag.
Jared got
That's a different bag
for sure.
And Trap Sushi in Japan.
Big celeb.
Sheesh. Doing big things out there.
One day, man.
I mean,
one day
we do. What's that on the wall next to you there, Rob? Real quick, can the people see that real quick? Is that you able to change that? What's that? Yeah.
I don't.
All right, cool. Cool. All right, we done. I'm done.
I was trying to find your Heisman Trophy or something.
Hey, listen. I wish. But yeah, man, no, we really do appreciate you guys hopping on the show. It means a lot. Really does mean a lot. This will be fun. This will be a lot of fun.
Hey, yo, so real quick question. What are you guys reading? What are you guys watching? Like, what's going on with you guys? Like, how's the anime life going?
Who first?
Whoever.
We'll go Rob first.
There you go.
Well, right now I'm reading JJK manga. I'm trying to catch up on the JJK manga, and then next I'm going to be going into the My Hero Academia manga as well.
Okay.
Now I'm trying to catch up on a lot of the new gen manga because I'm caught up on all the anime, but the manga is really where I get to have some more juicy debates and conversations with everybody. So I'm catching up on those two things. And right now, what I'm currently watching, I just finished up Spy Family, so I'm ready for the movie. Trying to finish up Ninja Kamui as well.
Okay.
I got, what else am I? there's a bunch of stuff I'm trying to catch up on. Right now, I'm just playing catch up,
bro.
I'm playing catch up on a lot of things. Obviously, I just finished Frieren. We just spoke about Classroom of the Elite, Joe and I recently.
Fire.
Yeah, super fire. And yeah, obviously One Piece and Kaiju number 8. I didn't watch it yet, but I'm getting ready to watch it. I finished Solo Leveling. So yeah, just really what I'm really focusing on is catching up on the manga for a lot of series and finishing up Mashal too. I'm finishing up Mashal.
Okay, there you go. P love Mashal. So.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
What you got going on, Mr. Jared, Mr. Anime Sundays?
Man, I mean, you know me, man. You know, unfortunately, this sounds so ignorant. You know, I don't read, bro. Unfortunately. Not really, unfortunately. I just by choice. I just not, when it comes to mainstream shonen, I'd just rather, for most of them, wait until the anime comes out. If it comes out, you know what I'm saying? If it doesn't come out, then it's kind of like, well, then, you know, eventually you have to go ahead and read it. But, you know, the only thing I do read is One Piece. Y'all know that. I mean, watch it. I mean, everything Rob said, watching all those same shows. I still got to watch Kaiju number 8 as well. I've been watching this this new isekai called Ray Monster.
Oh, yeah.
I
was just watching like the first episode. Seems straight. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, all the mainstream stuff. You know, man, ain't nothing really hitting right now for real. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there was a couple cool seasons that passed, but nothing's really going up right now except for like One Piece. That's really it.
Of course.
You know
Of course.
Of course.
Of course.
but,
Know that.
But yeah, we're gonna see what's going on in the spring. You know, I'm not super like, oh my god, I can't wait for spring season. And it's like, all right.
Yeah. There was nothing.
No, wait, My Hero coming back though, right?
My
Hero
Hero
coming back.
My Hero.
Yeah, I guess that's My Hero.
That's
When's
what
My
I'm
Hero
waiting
come
on.
back?
Stars and Stripes? I'm
Yeah. I don't know exactly when. Isn't it like a few weeks?
I feel like it's a couple weeks. It's not coming out in the first wave, but it's definitely coming up here soon.
Yeah, My Hero's coming out soon. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man, it'll be summertime by then, damn near.
Jared's over My Hero, man.
My Hero.
solid.
Yeah, you know.
Before we continue, fellas, tell us where we can find you, plug your socials.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's Anime Sundays or AnimexSundays on all platforms, man. You know, you can just find me there streaming, dropping debates and whatnot, cosplays. You already know.
You can find me on Life with Anime Podcast.
Man,
on all
chill
socials.
out, bro. You and Larry are crazy, bro. Larry did the same thing, bro.
I feel like I knew that was coming.
I did. I should have known. We should have known.
You know that, man. Listen, ShonenShowdown on pretty much everything except for Twitter. Twitter is Shonen_Showdown, and then I believe TikTok is the ShonenShowdown, but everything else is.
Go ahead, change everything else to the too. Why you?
Nah, that's
you know you big when you have to
The
change your
is
title
crazy.
because people are probably copying your stuff, so you have to go to the.
Okay, bro.
That's what's going on. I get it.
In the presence of greatness. Bet. This is a little bit different episode than we normally do. Less of an interview. If you want to see the interview with these two fellas, man, we did one a year ago, almost a year ago, at MomoCon last year. It was a dope interview. We got to do it in person. I actually think it was our second or third episode that we ever did. Absolute great time. Everyone was cosplaying except for one person, the big time one, so we won't get into that. But, you know, everybody was good, you know, not too good enough to cosplay. We all enjoyed some cosplay besides Rob. But it was a dope interview. Make sure you guys go check that out. But yeah, so this episode, man, if you guys saw our previous episode with Tracy decided to say some controversial nonsense towards about One Piece. Basically, that One Piece was if not one of the closest to perfect anime out there.
No anime is going to be A+ in every single category except One Piece.
And so obviously a lot of you guys didn't like that, didn't agree, and a lot of you also did agree. We also have two big One Piece heads down here with us, so I'm sure curious to see their opinion on the perfection that is One Piece. But basically we're going to talk about that, give our takes on some of our favorite anime that we think are perfect or close to perfect anime, and then we have a list based off of what you guys said down in the comments on the YouTube as well as the Instagram video, as far as what you guys think were perfect, and we'll give our takes on those anime as well. And then we'll finish out with a quick game of blind reaction for both of these gentlemen. gentlemen. And that'll be it. Before we get started, if you guys are watching here on YouTube, we appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like the episode. Make sure you guys leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you guys think as far as our opinions on what anime is perfect and not perfect or close to perfect. As well as, obviously, like I said before, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to these guys on their channels and their platforms as well. If you're watching on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, RSS feed, whatever it is, make sure you guys like the podcast. Go ahead, give the podcast a 5-star rating, and again, leave us a comment down below and let us know what you guys think about the episode. All right.
Life with Anime Podcast on the way to 10K, man. I see what's going on.
Hey, bro,
I see what's going on.
It's been crazy, bro.
It's been crazy.
It's been
of course.
crazy.
It was only a matter of time. I've been seeing what's going on.
It's been crazy. So we'll see what happens. All right. So before we get into the list from the community, I want to give Rob and Jared both a chance. If there's an anime that they have that they think is close to perfect, or even dang near perfect as well, their opinion on Tracy saying that One Piece was perfect, if they agree with that or disagree, and just kind of go from there. So we'll let Rob go first with this one.
Anime that's perfect. I'm here to say Tracy said nothing wrong. I'm here to double down 100%. One Piece is the greatest story that I've ever watched, read, and it just is what it is. When you talk about other anime out there are a couple that come close, but at the end of the day, we know what it is. It's One Piece time. Everyone's tuning in from all around the world. You can try to hate on it. You can say it's too long. You can say whatever you want to say about it. But at the end of the day, you know about Gear 5 Luffy, even if you hate One Piece, because it's big time. It's here right now. It's here to stay. Everyone's reading the manga. Everyone's watching the anime. Has Toei done the best job of taking care of One Piece? To all the One Piece haters out there, you're right. Okay? There's stuff that Toei has done that could be done better. Oh wait, Wit Studio just picked it up. Can y'all relax? Like, what's going on? Like, we're here, y'all. Like, I don't care what anybody's saying. When Wit Studio drops their remake of One Piece, there's gonna be even more fans on top of the fans that are coming from Netflix with the live action. So I'm going with One Piece all the way. But I'm also here to say I love Code Geass as well. I want to throw Code Geass's name in there. Very, very crazy, amazing anime. But yeah, One Piece is the GOAT.
Yo, whoa, you said such a mouthful. First of all, I agree with the live adaptation. Like, I agree with that. We hear.
No.
And Joe, not only that, but the comments agreed with me as well.
Yeah, I did see that. All y'all wrong, but it's cool.
So, oh man, but perfect, Rob. We gonna go
perfect.
It's close to perfect because, again, you guys have to understand, like, a lot of the issues that people have with One Piece, I feel like, are more about the studio than about the story. I feel like a lot of issues that people have said. No, I'm just saying a lot of issues that I heard from the One Piece side of things, where people don't like One Piece, it's been more about the production. How's it been going with the production value? Not really about the story. There are things that people nitpick in the One Piece story, but as an overall story, and plus world building and everything, most people that get into One Piece are invested because of the story. You know what I mean? And I feel like once Wit Studio gets their chance to also throw their spin on it too, it's going to be even crazier. It's going to be even 10 million times bigger than it is now, and it's already huge. So I'm doubling down, man. Shout out to Tracy.
But is the production not part of the anime itself? I'm not talking about the story. I'm just talking about the anime as a whole, in its entirety. Production is part of it. Pacing is part of it. Like that's just part of the anime, right? So we just don't ignore that. If we're not talking manga, because in manga we're good. Like, manga is just the story. It is what it is, and it goes with the story. But anime is perfect.
So let me ask y'all a question. Right?
Sure.
If you have Steph Curry on the court, right?
Oh, here we go.
If you have Steph Curry on the court, knowing he's the greatest shooter, right? But for one play, he has to guard Shaq, and he gets bullied in the paint. Are we gonna sub Steph Curry out for that one bad play? Is that what we're doing?
But it's not just one bad. It's not just like one bad episode, one bad poorly paced season. It's in its entirety.
And here's the thing. Like, I don't even have, like, the pacing. Has its issues. Let's be for real. In the 23 minutes that we have to watch this anime, we get 7 minutes of just things that happened before.
Recap
we only get 16 minutes of an actual anime.
But why should Oda be penalized for what Toei decided to do?
That's not that.
We didn't say Oda is not a great mangaka. We just said the anime is not perfect.
But Oda also
the One Piece. I'm talking about the One Piece the story of One Piece, right?
Okay, great. So, story of One Piece. Oda really did have to backtrack when he made Logia users and Haki. Like, that was something I get that maybe you can try to dress up that was kind of explained, but he really did have to backtrack because Logias at one point in time could not be touched. And he had to try to figure out a solution to make that possible. I think that there was some writing that was done to say, oh crap.
And he lost me, so
I kind of drew myself.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, Joe. Where do you find Preston from?
Go ahead.
Oh, hold on. Oh, Jared wanted to tap in. All right, go ahead, Jared.
Here's what I'll say. I feel like the overall question here is, is it a perfect anime? And when you look at that, you definitely have to subdivide it a little bit. You can't just say, is it a perfect anime? Because there's so many types of anime. Now, if you were to say, is it like a perfect shonen? Is it like a perfect shonen story? You could say it's close, but it's definitely not perfect. Yes, you could talk about the pacing being a negative thing, but some people enjoy the pacing of One Piece. It's what kept them going. Like, when One Piece first started, people liked that it wasn't super, over the top, like the way action is rushed now, like super into everything. Like, that's why a lot of people like One Piece, because the beginning of it is very entertaining. It's very hilarious. It's very comforting. You feel me? So a lot of people who never, actually most people who watch it and catch up on it, the pacing is never a thing that deters them for real if they're actually enjoying what every episode has to offer. Of course, no anime is perfect. Obviously, there's always going to be something wrong with it. But if you want to talk about what's the best, what's the closest to the best, I feel like objectively well written and showed shonen, it is One Piece. You feel me?
Let them know.
That's what I think. That's what I think in that category. Now, if you compare it to signings and slice of life, well, then it's that's not the same type of
right.
goal.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
But for shonen, it's what they are trying, what Oda's trying to do. Preston, you lost me. He made Haki up. There's early signs of Haki even before.
I feel like there were things to play off of, but sometimes I forget, and maybe I could have elaborated that a little bit more. Sometimes I think that Oda kind of forgets some things, and luckily he does kind of puts things into the story to where he can maybe come back and pick off of. But I think sometimes he forgets that he actually put them there, and he has to kind of go back and dig. I think Haki for me was one of those things that he kind of forgot about, and he had to go back and dig in to try to find it and make it a reasonable thing to be able to use. Because at one point in time, like I said, Logias were running they were running the gauntlet. If you were a Logia user, it was really hard for anybody to keep up with you. Even with Smoker or even Crocodile, there were issues. Bruh, it was hard to keep up with these people. And again, and I'll backtrack because maybe he did write that within his writing to say, hey, yo, I kept this here to maybe kind of go back and pivot off of if I have that issue. But at one point in time, I was like, how is he going to deal with this? And I didn't, and I get that we saw there were some instances of maybe, and I quote that to say maybe, that Haki was being able to be used even with Rayleigh and Luffy going to go train with him. So there were instances, but at one point in time I was like, how you gonna get out of this? Because I didn't see it in the writing.
I mean Shanks used Haki to scare out the sea monster after he got his arm taken off, right? I don't know why his arm got taken off. I don't know why he couldn't use it beforehand, but
at that time it wasn't addressed, it wasn't named. We didn't know.
Sure.
No. I agree there, but I think you could, if you want to, you could penalize Oda for the way Haki was introduced. But to say it was a retcon type situation, I can't.
Because what I look at it mostly is they, as you're saying, he's introducing more characters where you're there's really no solution to the devil fruits. It's he still starts you off with a character that kind of wages the gap of strength a little bit, and he starts off with Garp. The first introduction of Garp is early, and it's that he was the war hero. He's the one who fought Roger in his prime and stopped Roger. That means anybody we see from here on out we have to imagine that they're probably not stronger than Garp until like, you know, we really see them get to boxing, and that's like way during the wars and all that stuff, which by then we have a clear indication of what hockey is going on. Yeah. But I feel like when he started with Garp saying like, oh yeah, Garp is the top dog, I felt like, well, and we knew he had no devil fruit for a minute. I was like, okay, well, obviously this man is swole as heck. Like, you feel me? Regardless, I feel like he was not worried about, you know, characters Luffy can barely beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think
that's
too,
like, how I felt.
I think too, like shows are known to we're known to get a piece of the pie for a little bit, and as we progress through the story, as we progress and introduce more and stronger characters, we understand the power system of the entirety of the world more and more as we go through. And I feel like hockey was one that, like you said, hockey surpasses all. Like hockey, it runs the world, right? So that was a system that got introduced, I guess, more fleshed out down the road after we kind of learned more about devil fruits and stuff like that. And now here's a superior power to that. And now we have to go through a whole nother training arc to kind of get Luffy to get to that point, and then also everybody else to kind of learn that as well. So,
right. And I guess that's my thing, or more so like what Robin Jared said is like maybe it's the issue of like how he introduced it, because at one point in time like it just wasn't a thing. Like sure we knew that like Shanks looked at the Sea King and like Sea King got scared and ran away, but at that time like was it just because Shanks was Shanks, or was it because like
where was the armament involved? Where was the armament hockey, Rob?
And so, and again, that was going to be my next question.
Shanks,
yeah, that was going to be my next question. Like again, I feel like sometimes Oda may just
he wagered it on the new era.
Man,
but no, sir.
He wagered it on the new era, That's what he said.
Crazy, because you couldn't have done that. Because Oda wrote that in, and that's what I'm saying. Because Oda wrote that in.
Look how far Luffy is right now.
If you want to hear my honest opinion, I feel like, you know, that is still a 20-year weaker Shanks, and in my opinion, I think he just wasn't fast enough to defeat the Seahawk, defeat the Sea King, or save Luffy, bro.
Absolutely, didn't say that. Tell me
that's
that.
what I always say.
Hold on, but why not you? Why can he stare at the Sea King and scare him off?
Because he might have used. I'm saying, bro, he might have used Haki there, but it just wasn't like prominent to where it's like, oh, I have Conqueror's Wi-Fi. No, he probably just did a little slice flex and got him going. I just think
the narrative. My fault, Preston. I was just gonna say this one quick thing. I think the narrative out there is that people are saying, "Oh, because Shanks lost his arm, he got weaker." So, I mean, we can't have it both ways.
I don't think him losing his arm got weaker, bro. No. I don't think it made him weaker.
I believe he got stronger. So,
that is my issue with the writing. Like sometimes the writing can get just a little bit wonky, because if Shanks is him, and according to Jared, if that's the case, then like I would need to know that. But if Shanks was able to scare away a Sea King, but in the instance he still is able to lose his arm, like where is the balance?
I mean, but that's
time. Preston, time out.
I think people are focused too much on the arm loss. I really do. I really do think it was a decisional type situation, because from what we know, we don't know when Shanks saw Luffy in the river. We don't know if he saw him from the beach. We don't know if he just sensed something was wrong. I'm just saying, like, but that's what I'm saying. It's up to interpretation, bro. The interpretation is he sacrificed his arm for Luffy because he felt like he had no choice. It was either Luffy's life or my arm. So it may not be. But I'm saying, though, this is 13 years ago. This may not be written in stone, you feel me, what happened. But the whole message, the whole reason Shanks talks about his arm is because he made the conscious decision to give his arm up for Luffy's life. Now, if he had to do that, we would assume it wasn't just because, oh, the Sea King would whoop on his ass. I feel like it was because he had to make that decision. Yeah. So when he looked at the Sea King was like, dang, he could probably still get busy, especially if he's in this anger state of mode, and dipped, bro. You feel me? He dipped.
I gotta say something to Preston real quick.
Go ahead, Rob.
The level of disrespect that is coming from you is just it's alarming. I feel like we have to understand that Oda as a mangaka has earned the respect for you to be like, okay, let me wait to see what secrets
we're not getting no explanation on this, Rob. There's no
No,
expectation.
And that's the thing,
that's the reality. He's earned that respect.
I agree.
You look at what Kuma, right?
I agree. I agree with you, Rob.
All right.
100%.
Okay.
But
So-
like some
all right.
things, like I said, you can be 95% and not be the total 5 to make it 100. It's okay.
Listen, that's what I interpreted, bro. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah.
That was more symbolic.
That's the first time I've heard it that way, I think. Too, for me,
Yeah,
at least for
same.
me. So, I mean, that makes sense. I guess my whole thing is like, if you're strong enough to scare him away, you're strong enough to stand there. Like, you're strong enough to stop him. Like, now, mind you, again, it's either, like you said, situational, we don't know, Luffy's life or the arm. So, like, in that sense, thinking about it that way, all right, cool. But I'm like, bro, if you was, it just, there's that.
But also, bro,
But
there are instances in One Piece though, bro, where cats get scared away and they can't beat their opponent, bro. That's a very like common occurrence in One Piece, that like intimidation is like a show of the will, show of the heart. So I'm not saying that
I
like
guess so. Yeah, you're right.
I'm not saying, because honestly, do I think Shanks could have beat that Sea King? Probably, because that Sea King's really not that strong, and Shanks is still pretty strong at that time. He fought Blackbeard by then. But do I think that Shanks was so much more powerful than the Sea King that he could have decided right then and there, from whatever situation he had prior, to give his life, to give his arm up? Or like, Luffy's in the water, bro, and he can't swim. He ate a devil fruit. He's about to get eaten.
Yeah. No, I'm
feel me?
with you. Yeah,
Like,
I'm with you. Situation would definitely, thinking of it situationally definitely helps.
Yeah, and then it's
helps
also
explain
like
something.
this Shanks is 13 years ago Shanks. That's a long time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, that's not no light. 13 years of One Piece is like 50 years in a time chamber.
Could we also maybe say that depending upon which hockey it was, maybe Oda did not know how to write it? Like, because the hockey that Shanks exhibited was different from Armament, so maybe Armament was not written until later on, but maybe other hockeys were introduced before we actually kind of got to know what it was.
Preston, let me ask you this though: do you think Shanks purposely gave Luffy the fruit? Because he had.
Oh, see, we get into
Now we
the
get to that.
theory
All right,
machine,
hold on.
I'm
Let's not go too crazy,
asking.
because we got a whole bunch of anime to talk about.
Okay, all right. Because
I love the question, though, Rob.
you see what I was setting up. I was setting something up. All right.
That's valid.
Well, listen, for what you were saying, President, I think that Oda like sets up hockey. Like, I think he's always set up hockey so that it would be kind of like a slow unveiling. Like, people were supposed to get that there was something going on before he even said anything. That's why I feel like even in the beginning, when we have our instances of hockey, he was trying to show you that the moral of the story here when it comes to strength is willpower. You feel me? So it's like, even though we're not talking about hockey or saying what the types are yet, you see the most willful characters getting things done so that by the time we get to a little bit more in depth with the powers and the devil fruits, you're like, oh, okay, you can see, like, it's not like hockey was, I don't feel like it was like, you know, still that further regressed. I feel like there was instances that made you feel like, okay, this is the path we're going in when it comes to strength.
I get that.
All right, before this continues on,
Joe, you all right, man?
Joe should have known.
I was responding to my wife. She was sending me something, so I had to text her back. I figured I had a second. So, no, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah, and I figured One Piece was definitely gonna, take over a little bit. So it is what it is. I'm not mad. I'm not tripping.
Yeah, but again, perfect is like, nothing's really perfect, bro. Like, everything has its problems, bro.
Yeah. No, for sure.
And you did say something. Not sorry, Joe. Ooh, this is gonna be longer than what we thought. I will say because Jared said something, and we had talked about it like in passing, and I think we talked about it today. That like shonen, the perfect shonen is not the perfect romance or is not the perfect slice of life. Like I feel like it's easier to get like perfect with slice of life and romance than it is to be like a shonen or anything like that. So it's hard to like kind of compare those two, because most of the anime that I would say are perfect are 9 times out of 10 not in the shonen realm. So that's a great point.
Well, we got a whole bunch of shonen here to go through, basically based on what people were saying. Jared, I don't know if you didn't really give one. So if you want to, if you had one that you thought that you kind of would throw into that list of, perfect or close to perfect. Rob gave us code Geass. Is there one that you had that you would kind of throw into that bucket of close to perfect or dang near perfect, whatever?
Yeah, man. I guess I would say realistically, I feel like objectively, I feel like Attack on Titan is still probably the second closest. I feel like in terms of and I don't even know if you consider that fully a shonen, but I feel like it's not my number 2 or number 3. Like, you feel me? Like, I still like Naruto more. I still like Dragon Ball Z more, and I still like Hunter more. But I just feel like if I were to look at it objectively, I feel like Attack on Titan is like one of those stories that really helped change the game for a lot of anime. You feel me?
For sure.
Like, it kind of feels like The Walking Dead or like the Game of Thrones of anime. You feel me? Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like to me, Code Geass is up there as well, and Death Note, I feel like Me Too is also kind of up there. Like, even though a lot of people don't like how Death Note transitioned, I still think for what we got from it as a whole. Yeah. Like, it was it's a reason so many people start with Death Note, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. So I was probably say, AOT, Death Note are my other close, objective.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, perfect. Honestly, the anime that you guys have named are on this list to talk about, that people basically gave in the comments that they thought was the perfect or close to perfect anime. So let's run through a couple of these, talk about them, give our opinion on whether we think they're that up there in the upper echelon or not.
Joe, real quick, did you want to give your close to perfect and me your close to perfect?
Oh, yeah, we could do that. Mine's on the list.
It don't make no difference. Mine's not on the list, but we'll go there.
Going once?
I kind of want to hear it.
Twice?
Yeah, you might as well, bro.
All right,
I kind of want to hear it now.
Mine's on the list. My anime's on the list. So P, since your anime is not on the list of things we're going to talk about, what's your anime that's close to perfect?
Okay, then great. Then it's going to be Parasite, the maximum.
Parasite. Okay.
Parasite's really, really good.
Parasite is really good. P, what's in your top 3 or top 5, P?
Top 5.
Top 5. Okay. Okay. I knew it was up there.
It's my number 3. Actually, it's top 3 is my number 3.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go. So let's get into this list a little bit. Again, the list kind of combination. I did use my anime list, but the majority of the list is given to us again from those of you in the comment section. And I did kind of go to my anime list and kind of take the rating that each anime had from there. And so we'll start with the highest and work our way down, basically. So the first one is Frieren. I know 3 episodes. Jared, have you seen all of Frieren? I'm pretty sure you have. I've seen perfect. I've seen Frieren. So Frieren was given a butt ton of times, and honestly, I would definitely put it up there for debate as far as one of the most perfect anime out there. On my anime list, it got a 9.39, which was it is now number 1 on my anime list. It has knocked Full Malcolm's Brotherhood down number 2, which is cool. I love Frieren. Wow. Like, I love Frieren. Like. Wow. It's up there for me.
The FMAB fans are on the clock, man. They got to start running that score up, man. You already know what y'all do.
Man, hey,
we know how y'all move.
Whoa. Come on now.
We know how y'all move, man.
Don't do this. But
you only have a few hours left.
The gap is kind of crazy, in my opinion, between the two of them.
The gap is crazy.
We'll get to FMAB later, next, because it's number 2. But Frieren, your thoughts on Frieren? Your thoughts on Frieren being the conversation for perfect anime? Where would you put it up there? Would you not? Overall thoughts on the show. Because me personally, I'm a big fan of the show. Didn't think it was gonna be a show that I would enjoy, but it's up there for your boy.
Yeah, Frieren is amazing anime. It hits a lot of aspects that need to be covered in a lot of shows, but it kind of is like the perfect combination of like a shonen and like a slice of life. Yep. It's able to fuse the two worlds together and really make it work. And my favorite part about Frieren are the characters. Every character is very unique, not only down to the designs, but their personalities, how they interact with each other. Is honestly, it definitely deserves to be in that conversation for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, Frieren's a great anime. I often think though that there is a little bit of hype to Frieren being so good because it's a very comfortable change of pace to what has been going on in the anime community. Right now, most manga and most anime community, it's very high tense arcs that are game changing to the entire cast, everything.
Yeah.
While Frieren is end of an arc. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
She
absolutely.
just finished defeating the Demon King, so this is the after. This is like the post credits, and I think it's very refreshing because like a lot of people are like, yeah, this is like a nice little journey. You learn a lot about Frieren and magic. But I feel like if it came out at a different time, we may not be feeling the same way. You know, especially if it had to like if it came out at like the beginning of some of these more you know, new gen animes, I feel like we wouldn't be saying the same thing. Now, I personally do enjoy it as much, and I think they do have a lot of great elements. But I feel like when I talk about perfect, I feel like yeah, it's still a little too early for me. Like it's still just a little too early. Like even season 1, like it was a good little ending, but you know, we still have way much more that they're probably going to dive into.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we're saying now, like you feel me, like I feel like you're saying now that it's perfect. I'm kind of like, well then what are we going to say our expectations are for season 2? You feel me? Are they too high?
Yeah.
Are they too low? You feel me? So for me, I do enjoy it a lot. Definitely, like if I rated it out of a 10 for first seasons or something like that, yeah, definitely like a 9 out of 10 for first seasons. But in terms of like overall perfect anime, like I it's not in my like, you know, top 10 of all time. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
But I do like it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Rob, what are you giving it out of 10, Rob?
I'd probably give it like a 9.5.
Okay.
I think Frieren was able to do more with less.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so incredible. You know, it doesn't have all the crazy bells and whistles that, you know, JJK had or anything like that. And I agree with what Jared was saying too, the change of pace, 100%. But I feel like even with the small set of characters here and there, it still was able to capitalize, like, and making a very interesting story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. P, I don't know if there's anything you wanted to add to what they said before I went.
No, real quick, I just want to say that for me, Frieren is really high on the list, and that's simply because it encompasses like a lot of different genres. Like we do get shonen, we get slice of life, we get a little bit of romance, and honestly, when they like pop off and they fight, like the fight scenes are like really, really like that. Not only that, but we get a solid storyline. As far as I can remember, this is the first anime to where like we're not seeing them fight the Demon King. Like we actually get to see what happens after the baddie is beat. Well, no, we get that with Anos and I can't think of the daggone anime. Insert anime here.
No, it's Misfits.
Misfits of a Demon King, yeah. So we do get that. But I think this is, even with Misfits of a Demon King, like the storyline is way more complex. The feelings are way more intense. And again, we get to see like a lot of different aspects in this one anime. And I think they pull all of that together in a very interesting way. So for that, like Frieren is really high up. Is it perfect? Maybe not, because like Jared said, we still have a lot to go to say, you know, whether this is going to be the perfect anime or not. But as of right now, season 1, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you guys have pretty much said it all. I think the change of pace was a big benefit to Frieren being as hype as it was. And even me, like Frieren's not my typical type of show, like at all. Like I'm all for the high pace. I'm all for the high intensity. Let's see, hands being thrown, magic flying everywhere, whatever, yada yada. Isekais, people getting killed and transported in new worlds. Like that's me. Frieren was definitely a show that I watched the first episode. Like I was not expecting to enjoy the show at all. But I think a combination of what Rob and Jared were saying, the pace, the change of pace, it being like the final arc, the ending arc, the arc after all the things kind of happened, and along with the not necessarily nonchalant, but less emote characters. Our two main characters, Frieren and Fern, like not very over the top characters. Like they're very, very chill, very mellow. Like they have their moments when Fern gets angry and she just wants to sit there and sizzle. Frieren decides to open every single chest and decides to get stuck in them. So those moments are cool and add to them. But again, I think the slowness of it, not poorly paced, but just like a slower paced show. For a slower pace show for me, is definitely up there as well. So I gave it a 9.5 as well. And
I think they do OP characters right. I think Fern as well as Frieren are very much OP in their own right. But yet we still get to see them kind of struggle to figure out how to use their powers, even when they were fighting the Frieren copy. It's like, yeah, both of them are very overpowered, but how are we going to get like this done? It's a great reading show.
I'm saying, I think too, talking about that, Pete, not to keep going bladed, but like I think Frieren is a very in a way similar to Ayana Koji, and I can't remember who said this to me, but like is a character that like can handle everything on their own, but lets everyone else do what they need to do to grow and develop. Like she lets Fern do what she needs to do to figure out her stuff. Stark, like when he was having his moments of like of doubt of how strong he actually truly was, like Stark will help you fight the dragon, and then may Stark fight the dragon himself, type thing. You know, like I do truly enjoy that. I think she's a great teacher, a great mentor, even though she isn't a great teacher, great mentor. Next one is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. It got a 9.09 basically, so 0.3 below Frieren, which is honestly I think one of the biggest drops we have here, which in my opinion is kind of crazy. I don't think it should be that much higher. I'm not as a Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fan. It's my #1 anime of all time. Like I'm obviously a little disappointed, but I'm not hurting. I'm not hurting. I'm not a toxic anime fan like Tracy was trying to say, like Rob is trying to point out right now that we crazy like that.
Y'all crazy low key, but go ahead, keep going, Joe.
But yeah, no,
Man.
FMAB is a 9.1. So wait,
Oh, you round up too?
I mean, okay,
That's crazy.
Frieren got a 9.4. Chill
Let
out.
me tell you how toxic that is.
He didn't round up for Frieren.
I said, hold on. The first time I didn't want to stay at all. I said 9.09 the first time. Okay, chill.
Them Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fans, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, y'all wild.
Frieren gonna be there for like a couple more weeks, man.
That's
They
fine.
gonna vote
It's
it back
fine,
up.
bro. It's fine, bro.
They gonna vote it back
It's
up.
fine,
Man.
bro.
Once they realize what's going on.
We chilling, bro. We chilling. We chilling. But what are you guys? What are your takes on FMAB as far as being in conversation for close to perfect anime? Jerry, why don't you go first on this one?
I don't necessarily fully disagree, bro. I think that when you look at even when they first introduced Full Metal Alchemist, you know, at that time it was kind of like way ahead of its time. Like the story was something that people were like, who's thinking about stuff like this? You know what I'm saying? Especially, but you're still trying to focus it a lot about like two boys, so it still is kind of on the shonen sense, but we know that it varies when you really think about it. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the only problem I had with it was I thought that certain scenes were done better in the first one, and that could just be bias of when you watched it, maybe, sure, but I don't know. I did go back a couple times and see both scenes, and I was like, dang, I feel like, yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood has way many more elements that are better than the first one.
Yeah.
But with these critical scenes, I'm like, why didn't y'all just do them the same? Just better animation. You know, they kind of, sometimes they switched around certain phrases, they switched around the pacing of it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I mean, perfect, I feel like it's just how high you rate the message, you know?
Yeah.
Whatever message you derive from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be, you know, people versus the state, whether it be, you know, morality versus religion, whatever you know what I'm saying? Whatever you derive from it, like, I think to me, I related to it mostly on like the scientific aspect. I was really interested in the power system. Alchemy, I think, is still one of the top power systems. But am I super like, oh my god, it's one of my favorite stories? I feel like I do, but not as much as like some other stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I do, you know, Full Metal, man, it's a classic. But that was like my main critiques about that.
Cool. Rob, what you got, bro?
Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood definitely deserves to be in the conversation. It's a staple in the series. It's a staple in the anime industry. Everyone loves it. I do think though that Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood fans, OD.
Bro, we talking about anime.
Relax.
We're not talking about fans. We're talking about the anime, bro. Come on, man.
But it matters because of the list that we're looking at right now. The website we're looking at right now, my anime list.
Because this is a fan
crazy. It's ridiculous. Like, let Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, you know, if an anime passes it, it's cool. We still love it. I'll still watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I'm not gonna turn it off because Frieren passed it. You feel me? So it's like, relax. We'll be okay, and the world's not gonna end. it is what it is. Like One Piece is my GOAT. And it's nowhere crazy high on my end.
Oh no,
I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? yeah, and I'm cool with that. But see, people in the Joe space, you know what I'm saying? It gets a little hectic over there. You know, he was rounding up the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood score. You know what I'm saying? Frieren's was rounded down and all that. You feel me? It's just like, come on, man. You know what I mean? So either way, anyway, it definitely deserves to be in the combo.
For sure. I think Full Metal is still better than Frieren, bro. If you ask me.
Oh no, I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. I it's not a knock to Frieren. It's not a knock to Frieren at all. But I definitely think FMAB. Yeah, bro. P, go ahead, bro. Because everyone already knows. Hold on. Before P got something to say. Before P goes, bro. Before P's go. It's a 10 out of 10 for Joe. It just is. It's my favorite anime of all time, bro.
You have to state that? Yo, Joe, you are so toxic, man. You really have to state that?
It's a 10 out of 10 for Joe.
You know where you put it?
I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say nothing else about it. I'm not going to talk about how awesome the characters are, how awesome the story is, how awesome the power system is, how awesome everything about it is. P, go ahead, bro.
I think it deserves to be in the conversation. I'm not finna sit here. It's in my top 5. So I'm not finna sit here and bash on it. But
critique it. Go ahead.
You mad now? But anyway, the way that I see, I judge it from a couple of different aspects. For me, and Joe knows this, rewatchability is like a big thing for me to where how I would rank it. And Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is not rewatchable for me. For me. Rob and Jared, chime in. Do you guys watch this at least once a year? Joe, even you. It's your favorite anime. We have already said just on if it's your favorite anime or not determines on how often you watch it. I watch. Wait, can I finish? Thank you. I watch Yu Yu Hakusho every year. Once a year. That is my number one of all time. I watch it once a year. Joe, how many times do you watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
And I don't rewatch shows. I don't. Unless I'm trying to catch up for next season's coming out, I don't rewatch shows. So that's just not me. But to your point, here we go. Rob, your favorite anime is One Piece, correct? Mm-hmm. Jerry, what's your favorite anime of all time? Is it One Piece as well, or what's your favorite? Okay. Wow. How many times have y'all rewatched One Piece? How many times have y'all rewatched an arc of One Piece?
I have watched Naruto or two a couple times, bro.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I rewatched Marineford.
Yeah, I watched
Marineford about 8 times.
I often go back to Alabasta and rewatch different parts, and I also watch Water 7 different parts because there's certain episodes that I feel like I'll be like I compare it to the newer episodes and things like that. And Wano all the time too. I go back to the roof all the time. But what I was gonna say is, Full Metal's moments. I feel like, rewatching them a lot of times you don't experience the same hype. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that I would say I've never gone back and looked at a Full Metal scene because that's not true. There are some times where I've gone back and looked at some random Full Metal scenes just for my own research. You know what I'm saying? But I think that certain scenes Full Metal has, it's just a little different. The rewatchability, you may not be as interested, you feel me, in that same scene that way. But I don't think that it decredits,
And Joe look mad.
Bro,
you can go back to
because P has rewatched One Piece, 3 times, P, whatever it is, he on some nonsense, he crazy. I didn't think y'all had rewatched the One Piece like that before. So I mean, obviously,
now we here, bro.
Yeah,
we really on the strong
But I do the same thing for Naruto too, bro. I do the same thing for Naruto too.
And I agree that, but Jared, where is Naruto in your top 5 or top 10?
I mean, it's up there, bro. It's number 2, bro. Naruto's
number 2. Joe has not watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood in 5 years.
No, hold on. Chill. I haven't rewatched it in its entirety, but I have definitely put it back on a couple times. I have not rewatched it in its entirety, so that's why I've never done that. But I've rewatched it multiple times. I put my wifey on it and I've watched it with her. Okay, I put some family members on it and watched it with them. I've never watched the entire thing. Okay, but I've never rewatched anything. I have not rewatched One Piece. One Piece is in my top 5. I have not. I've rewatched Yu Yu Hakusho one time. I have not rewatched Attack on Titan other than because my wife started watching Attack on Titan, so I rewatched that. I have not rewatched Hunter x Hunter. I have rewatched. No, I rewatched the Greed Island arc because I really like Greed. I'm a training arc kind of guy. I like Greed Island, so I rewatched the Greed Island arc. That's it.
I mean, I don't disagree with you not rewatching the whole show, bro, because I barely rewatch. I've only rewatched One Piece a couple times because I could do that when I was younger, but like I don't be rewatching whole shows either. Like,
I ain't got time for that.
I have. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't rewatched Death Note like 4 times.
Yeah, really? No, see, I haven't rewatched the whole show in a couple years either. That's why I'm like, I feel you on that.
The only time I'll go back and rewatch something, like I rewatched Goblin Slayer season 1 because it had been so long since I had watched Goblin Slayer, and now Goblin Slayer season 2 came out. So I'll rewatch the first season to catch up to the second season.
I've done that.
Like, that's about my rewatch aspect of anime. Like that's all I do. Now I've rereading some things because it's a lot faster and a lot less time consuming. I have not reread Solo Leveling.
Have you reread Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
No, I've actually never read Full Metal. I have not read it yet.
Damn,
I need to.
Bro,
Joe. I don't have time. I don't have no
Joe, this is your goal?
Anyway.
Is this your goal, Joe?
Hold on, bro. Have any of you read Full Metal Alchemist?
That's okay. Who's read Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood?
Nobody reads some of that, bro.
It's not my goal.
There's a lot of shonen. But there's a lot of shonen that we haven't read. I didn't go back and reread all of One Piece, bro.
But you reading the manga?
Yeah, now.
You told me you don't read, but you read the manga.
I'm reading the manga now because
that goes to show.
He can't read,
Full Metal Alchemist is over.
Exactly.
It's
not to keep up with what's going on. It's like that's old. I mean, it ain't old bad, but it's old. All right, next anime, because we're going to be here forever. We may not get to all 10, depending. We'll see what happens. Next one we got is Attack on Titan. It was one that was mentioned earlier. Jared, I believe you were the one that mentioned it earlier. It is in my top 5, at least it was for a while. It actually might have got kicked out based on some new stuff coming in, but it is up there for me. I got the entire collection of manga. I love it. I enjoyed it. I read the whole thing. What are you guys' thoughts on Attack on Titan as far as that conversation for being perfect anime?
Basically what everything Jared said earlier. I agree with him. You know, it came through. It changed the game. Obviously, you know, nobody liked how it was released. But again, this is more a knock on production value and scheduling and things of that nature. Not really about the source material, what we're reading, what we're watching. That is something that I feel like Attack on Titan has done really, really well. Obviously, people did not like the ending from the manga side, but from the anime side, people loved it.
Yeah.
So you're going to have some issues there. But overall, as an entire body of work, Attack on Titan is definitely in the GOAT conversation for anime, 100%.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, like I just think objectively, like when you talk about a story that, you know, every episode, you still kind of have no idea what's really going on. There's so much tension, so much like, you know, everything, violence, everything, grief. You just realize that anything that comes out after this, like, if you're going to try to go this route, you got to really come with it. I feel like that's why JJK and all these other anime go so hard sometimes with how they, even like Chainsaw Man, with how they do characters, because Attack on Titan was like not playing around back then. You know, it's 2013, so it's like, like who do y'all think y'all are? You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, you know, now it's like definitely paved that way. So I think, you know, if it's in the conversation of top 5 to like objectively, I feel like it's not crazy.
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, I think honestly, like Rob kind of hinted at them. I think the 2 biggest knocks were how it was released, and then obviously manga readers not liking the ending. I'm a manga reader. Me and Pete both read the manga, and I enjoyed the ending. Like I had no problem with how the anime ended. I really didn't. Like it was completely fine for me. I enjoyed the ending. I didn't enjoy the ending because it took so long to come out, and I was just like, I was just watching it for it to be over finally. But I think again that more speaks to how it was released rather than the show and the story itself. It definitely is one of the greatest stories in anime, for sure. It's not there with One Piece, so I'm not trying to go that crazy, but it's definitely up there for sure. So yeah. You got anything?
Yeah, real quick. I agree. Like I said, I didn't have any issues with the ending. I think that's like one of the issues that like a lot of people had. But like me and Joe have talked before, sometimes I don't think we as anime watchers, or even manga readers, like aren't used to anime or manga ending. So when we get the ending and it's not like what we expect, we automatically just say, "Ah, this mug sucks." And I don't think that's the case. I think it's just like, man, we're like subconsciously not ready for this mug to end, and so the fact that it's ending, and not only that, but it's not ending in the way that I thought it would, kind of like drives these numbers. But for me, I thought the ending was decent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it deserves a spot.
For sure. By the way, the rating is a 9.1 if I'm rounding up, but it's a 9.05 just for Rob there. So me and my rounding, all right? You know?
All right. Yeah. Wow. I like it.
All right, next one on the list got a 9.04.
All right, can I go use the bathroom while y'all talk about this
Chill out.
of the
Oh
anime?
my God, that's crazy. Do you actually have to go to the bathroom though?
I do though.
Okay. Go ahead, P.
Give me a minute.
Wait. I think I know what it is.
You have to know what it is at this point. Yeah, you have to know
I
it.
think I know what it is. Oh, damn! Oh, yo, Preston crashing out. Yeah, that's crazy. What is this? What anime? Yo, say the name, Joe. Yo, he crashing out, man.
When we talk about Hunter x Hunter, bro. This is what happens.
Oh my God.
This is what happens when we talk about Hunter x Hunter. I'm leaving that in there too, P. I know you can't hear me, but I'm leaving that in there.
I deserve that. I'm not even gonna lie. I deserve it.
You do.
I deserve it.
All right, P, you good? Your camera good?
But, yo, that is going to be a good reel highlight. I don't know how you going to work that.
No, I said Hunter x Hunter, and you threw your camera. That's what it was. Next anime on the list is none other than Hunter x Hunter or Hunter x Hunter, whatever. I don't need the hate for it. It had a 9.04, so this would be one that I round down, Rob, to just a 9. Okay, I'm gonna keep rounding things, you know, since we on that trope. But Hunter x Hunter got a 9. There's a ton of people that believed in the comment section that Hunter x Hunter was one of the most perfect anime out there. I personally disagree. I mean, I'm rocking it. I got my boy Killua here. I got the shirt on, the hoodie on. I love
you're pushing an agenda, but that's cool. Go ahead.
No, I'm not pushing. My words are opposite. Whatever, bro. I don't think it's up there for perfect. I think it has a lot of flaws. I do enjoy it. It is definitely one of my favorite anime of all time. It's in my top 3. It's not. It's got some flaws, but despite all its flaws, it's one of my favorite anime of all time. But what do you boys think about Hunter x Hunter?
The opposite of you. Hunter x Hunter slaps. The only critique I have on Hunter, to be honest with you, is that it's on hiatus as we speak. That's my only critique. I loved everything about Hunter. Obviously, the stories, the fights, the characters. I think Hunter was amazing. And the only critique is that it stopped. That's it.
Okay. Hey, I'll take it.
You know, if I have Full Metal in the conversation, like kind of sorta, I would definitely have Hunter x Hunter in that same conversation for sure. Kind of like Rob said, like, yeah, I mean, the ending is unfortunate. It's on hiatus. There are some parts of Hunter that I don't, think are like the most entertaining, but like for me, like, and a lot of people critique me for this. The Hunter exams to me is not the most entertaining arc. You feel me? In the show, I feel like it's a good little kind of beginner arc, but for like, people always talk about like it's one of the like as the test arcs. It's like, I don't know. To me, it wasn't what kept me going was like seeing the little side battles that was going on while these two cats are trying to get their hunter license.
Yeah,
you feel me? But for like a training kind of beginning arc, to me it was like I have it a little lower compared to other ones. So that's why I mean, like, I do think it's in the conversation overall, especially when you get to the later on arcs. But I would say it's like just right outside of the tier of where I would put like One Piece, AOT, and maybe like a Death Note. You feel me? I would have it in like the Full Metal Hunter x Hunter tier. Something to maybe else go with it, like Dr. Stone, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Something like that.
Cool. All right, next anime we got is
That's good.
No, that's
See, bro, we've heard your hate and critiques for Hunter x Hunter, bro. If you would like to share, if you would like to share them like the third, fourth, fifth time, whatever it is, bro.
No,
the stairs, the Chimera Anarch, not even the best arc in, yada yada yada. But go ahead, bro. My bad.
Yada yada yada.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
Go ahead,
bro.
I love the stairs.
The floor is yours.
I love the stairs.
Thank you. Me too. But hey,
bro, I won't spend too much time here. Everybody knows how I feel about Hunter x Hunter. Like, is it like what is this? A 9? Absolutely not. Is it around a 7? Is where it belongs. It belongs.
That's crazy, P.
Joe, cut his mic off.
Hey, bro, we done. Hey, you said enough.
Cut his mic off.
7.5 at the highest.
Next,
this is ridiculous.
That's crazy, bro. P, bro.
Y'all tripping.
Come on,
Joe. We have talked about this
Hunter
time. But okay.
Hunter is amazing.
Phenomenal.
Is it?
Next anime. P, you good? You done? You got everything out? 7.5. We heard you.
No,
you
because
good?
I can talk 15 minutes on this.
Okay.
But no, that's it. We've heard how I feel. It's fine.
Yeah, perfect.
It's a 7.5 out of 10.
That's crazy, bro. I like legit want to end. Like I knew you had critiques, but 7 is wild. Like
Joe,
I
told Joe we said
it was with the whole episode.
Joe,
come
I
on,
told
bro.
you it was high mid for me. High mid is a 7.
Preston, let me ask you something. Where do you have like Fairy Tail?
Oh no, Pete, do not answer this question. Do not answer this question. We're not answering this question. We're not answering that question. No.
Okay.
No. Y'all want to answer that question?
It's lower than Fairy. It's lower than Hunter x Hunter.
It's lower than Hunter x Hunter. We're gonna leave it at that. If y'all want to hear the answer to that question, go check out Tracy's episode and them fighting about it. I'm done. Tracy loves Fairy Tail, and then
real
that's
quick,
where you go. No,
real quick, Rob.
No,
just one quick thing. One quick thing. Rob, what do you think I should have it?
I wanted to make sure that you didn't have Hunter and Fairy Tail in the same.
Oh, what?
No, they don't. He has Fairy Tail lower than Hunter x Hunter.
100%.
Okay.
And we know Jared likes Fairy Tail. So
no, Jared loves Fairy Tail.
Jared loves Fairy Tail.
I'm saying as you know, as a people see it, objectively speaking.
Objectively, I need to watch more Fairy Tail.
He does.
That is my objective. I need to watch more. I cut it at Lax's when he left the guild. So that's where I'm at now. I did watch more episodes, Joe. So that's where I'm at now is when Lax's left the guild. So I have to watch more.
Okay. All right.
That's a couple of anime we can't talk about it here. Fairy Tail and Demon Slayer right now are the two on the list that we cannot talk about. We just can't.
And Hunter x
Hunter. No, neither of them are on the list. Actually, they were originally, but I had to shorten the list a little bit. All right. Next anime on the list is Bleach, and specifically 1,000 Year Blood War arc. A lot of people had that specifically is what they named, and even my anime list has it at a 9 if I was rounding down, but a 9.02, so right under Hunter x Hunter. We know the animation slaps. We absolutely know that. We get to see Ichigo now is part Quincy, so he's now literally part everything in the entire anime. Whatever it is, Ichigo is that. So I enjoyed 1,000 Year Blood War. What, P?
I just want to ask you a question, Joe. That's all.
Okay, let me finish before you ask.
Take
I did truly enjoy 1,000 Year Blood War. Obviously, would have to. It's been a while since watching Bleach, and this was a show that I did not go back to watch before this came out because it was just too much. But I did enjoy it. I'm curious to see how they finish this season out, or ending season 2, right? Whatever's coming out next. Intrigued to see it, but I would not have it this high.
Okay.
Outside of the animation is movie quality. Like that definitely deserves its props. It's up there with me for another show that carried by its animation. With that being said, what do you fellas think about 1,000 Year Blood War? Oh, sorry.
Was that a Demon Slayer reference?
He had a question. No, it was not. It was not. It was. No, but it wasn't.
Yeah, exactly. I was just going to ask you, like, do you think the 1,000 Year Blood War arc should be that close to Hunter x Hunter?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think it's really good, but absolutely not.
Okay.
Jerry, what you got for us, bro?
I guess if you say as an arc, it's harder to say an arc versus a whole show. Obviously, I don't think the arc is better than the whole show, or really kind of in the same conversation. I do think it is probably Bleach's best arc, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, and I do like some of the other arcs. Like, I do like all the arcs with Aizen. I do, but like in terms of just like one, pacing, two, a lot more cashed out unveilments. Right, we starting to see Kenpachi do stuff. We're starting to see Yoabak do stuff. We're starting to see, you know what I'm saying? You're starting to see Squad Zero. So now we're getting a lot of cash out, like what I call cash out payments. When you start to see the characters who you've been heard about start to actually box. You see Yamamoto. Now I'm like, okay, that's why I feel like it's one of the Bleach's best arcs. Is it my favorite one? Probably not. I think Soul Society is still my favorite arc. But is it a 9 out of 10? I'd say like 8.5. Like 8.5 out of 10. Just because I feel like even with the consistency of battles as it was going on, I felt like they were losing touch of like really any controversy. Like it was just kind of like it was either like Yuabak was running the game all the time, or like when we finally got to the end with Squad Zero, we started to see a little more evenly matched, but we still don't really know
exactly what's going on.
We know what's going on. Don't get me wrong; they're very in detail with actual fighting. I just feel like when you look at paces of fights, right, most of the time, especially in One Piece, you know Luffy's losing, right? It's like he's clear that this opponent's stronger than him. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Even when it's like close opponents, you could still see a certain type of edge or dominance or what have you. And what makes I feel like it's so exciting is like seeing the characters push through that.
Yeah.
Where I feel like with Yuabaka was like either slaughter or it was like no chance. And I was like,
which one is
it?
So are you like that or are you not like that? Which one is it?
So that's just how I felt about it.
Yeah. As far as cash out moments, I hate to do this to bring it back to One Piece, but when we gonna get Dragon's cash out moment?
Why would you do that? Why would you really do that, man?
I don't know, bro. It took us 1,000 episodes for Shanks, so I wouldn't hold my breath.
I mean, I don't even know when we're gonna get Mihawk's cash out, but anyway.
We already got it.
Hey. All right, Rob, what you think?
Rob said we already got it.
What'd you think about 1,000 Year Blood War, bro?
I'm thinking that all y'all tripping. Respectfully, of
I ain't
course.
said nothing yet.
You were nodding along with Jared. That's enough for me. You were co-signing. Listen, this is 100% Bleach's best arc. I think down to the voice acting, the animation, the pacing, as Jared pointed out, has been ridiculous. And even if we want to talk about the bread and butter of battle shonen, the fights, hands down the best fights in Bleach. Hands down, like one of the things I enjoy about fights is how they are switching. They're basically switching each other up whenever they're dominating each other. 1 minute you think somebody has the upper hand, then you find out they don't have the upper hand, and then you think they have the upper hand, and then it switches over constantly.
You don't think that's played out too much?
No, let him go. Let him go. Let him go.
Go ahead. Yeah, my bad.
I think that's perfect for Bleach because of a lot of these cash out payments that we were speaking of for the longest time. Squad Zero was kind of that other cash out that's supposed to be, they're even above what we know right now. It's kind of like where people have, the gore scene in One Piece and stuff like that. We're bringing it back to One Piece, right? There's characters that sit above the characters that we already held in high regard. So now that we're seeing that the Quincy King himself has been prepping for something that's even beyond what's going on in the Soul Society. Because we saw what they did in the Soul Society. I mean, they ran amok. They destroyed everything in there.
What's Soul Society?
because they were planning for something even bigger. And now we get to see what they were planning for. So that's why I feel like the way that this arc is being handled is just... It's night and day. You look at old Bleach and you compare it to what's going on. There's no fillers and there's none of that. Like, I think it's honestly perfectly rated. I love every second of it. Every episode feels like a movie, and that's kind of what I love about Hunter and some other shows of that nature, where you watch an episode and you're getting a bunch of information. It doesn't feel like they only move 2 feet and that's the end of the episode. So that's why I really, really love this arc. I'm cool with what they have it at a 9. I'm cool.
Okay.
So Rob, is that more so towards production that you absolutely like this? Is this more production thing for you?
No. No, I mean the production adds to it, right?
Okay.
Because that's what we were saying. That's what invalidated my initial argument. So if we saying okay, you know, production adds to it, absolutely. But I do love the story. I do love the story aspect of it as well. I mean,
was gonna say I think it's still like I agree with Rob in that sense too.
Yeah, the story is fire, yo.
That's what I feel like. It's one of Bleach's best arcs because they did go the hardest on this, but also because I feel like the pacing of this actual battle, this war. Like these backstories they're throwing in there, I'm like, I feel like this is, it is like night and day. Like it is like a type of Bleach that we're not really used to,
right?
So I get that, but you know, to be fair, the type of Bleach that we are used to, I feel like isn't that high. Like normally we wouldn't rate arcs or seasons like that high, like 9 and 8, 9. You feel me? We would normally put them in like 8s. You feel me? So that's why for me, when we talk about this arc, it's better, but I still feel like it's like 8, 5, 8, 7. You know what I'm saying? Like I definitely think it's great.
Yep.
I just think the way I view it, right now, just based on the amount of time that's been, you know, passed between both series, I think this is kind of like the first part of Bleach is like Naruto OG part 1, and then right now we're looking at Bleach Shippuden. Like
that's a long part 1 though. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Yeah, it is a very very long part 1, but it really feels like it's a whole fresh new series. Like it really really does, from the production value as Preston pointed out, but also the story. Like everything just feels fresh. We're meeting characters that we didn't even think that existed unless you read the manga. I mean, it's really that amazing, you know what I mean? So we're in the Bleach Shippuden, you know, that's what it feels like to me, and that's why I could rate it separately from Bleach Part 1.
I think that's more so my issue is that I've read the manga, so I know what's going on and how it plays out. And because I've read the manga, I feel like most of the arcs are pretty much the very same thing. Whether it's the Soul Society arc, whether it's the Espada arc, whether it's Ichigo trying to get his powers back. I can't think of like that arc.
Is that the Bound arc?
Nope, the Fullbring arc.
Fullbring. Sorry, Fullbring.
Or whether it's the 1,000-Year Blood War arc. Like there are always a group of people that have to be defeated, and we see that in separate arcs. Now, I will say, is it one of the better arcs? I do believe so. Like Jared said, I think the Soul Society arc rates just a little bit higher for me. There's one filler arc in particular that rates higher than me than the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, and that's the Zanpakuto arc, to where like we got to see the Zanpakutos manifest like as actual people, and they got to fight their actual Zanpakutos. I think that was a little bit more higher than me. Do I believe it deserves a 9? No. Do I think it like is a 8, 8.5? Yes.
I feel you, bro. Hey, man.
Rob,
there ain't no I feel you, man. Y'all just listen to this man say, I put a filler arc over there.
Hold on, bro. Well, here's the thing.
It's a filler arc?
What does that matter?
We doing that?
That's what he feel, bro.
But
I don't agree.
I can't argue.
But
I think sometimes we get so wrapped up, and don't get me wrong, but the glitz and glamour of the 1,000-Year Blood War, yes, the storyline is solid, but the glitz and glamour of what we see, number one, I think holds like a really big aspect in how we see it. But number two, I think because we have waited so long for this to come out, that we are all on edge to say, hey, yo, this is like the hypest-ish that is out, when in actuality, we have seen this arc play out 3 different times.
So for me, this is their. What would you, Rob? Because for me, this is their war arc. You feel me? Like
yes.
literally. So like, compared to other war arcs, like, where would you have it?
I mean, Marineford is my GOAT.
What about the Ninja War? You have this over the Ninja War?
I gotta wait for Bleach's completion. I'm not gonna lie, because the way it's looking right now, I'm loving every episode of Bleach. There's things that happen during the Naruto Ninja War that are questionable, but I don't know if I can put it over it until I see it in its entirety. You know, I do love the Naruto Ninja War. Obviously, people had issues with Kaguya popping out. That was a major thing. Like I said, I just gotta see. I gotta see this arc.
And what about the Chimera Ant? That's technically their war arc.
That is technically the war arc.
They go to war with the ants.
I mean, I love the Chimera.
I've never actually thought about it as like their war arcs. That's.
Yeah, I never thought of it as a war arc either. Really,
I just think of it where the characters go to most of a all cast battle.
Yeah.
Like if all the cast is going to fight a whole legion of folk, I look at it as like their war, their kind of battle arc.
Yeah, well, Chimera Ant arc is. Oh, my bad, Preston. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Rob. You good?
I was just gonna say, Chimera Ant arc honestly is one of the greatest, I guess, war arcs you can say out there because it also produced one of the best villains in all of anime. Plain blank period. It's reality.
Hey, I'm with you, baby.
I just think like if I was to go like Marineford, Ninja War,
Marineford's my goat.
Chimera, and I'm just talking randomly. Chimera, like these aren't all in order, but I would still have maybe like even War on Paradise. Like these are other wars I would still put over Thousand Year Blood War so far.
And honestly, I would maybe have to like somewhat agree. And the only reason why I say is because again, for Bleach, I feel like they have had several war arcs. Everybody went to Waco Mundo. Like this is like not the first time that we have seen this happen to where everybody rallies up and goes and fights the baddie. This is like the second or third time we've seen this.
Yeah, this is a little larger scale.
This is definitely a larger scale than Waco Mundo. Because you got everybody and their mama pulling up to fight.
Who didn't pull up to Waco Mundo that we didn't see pull up to
yeah, but I just look at like soldiers.
We're seeing bankais from captains
but see that's different. We're saying like war arc to who pulled up. Like I get that there are different levels and we get to see Kenpachi and his bankai. Like we get to see different things, but what I'm saying is that we have seen this arc before. To where people pull up. To where everybody pulls up.
But this is where I feel like we're losing the essence of what the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is supposed to represent, right? This is something that's bigger than and more grandiose than you could even say the Espada fight, right? Because when we're looking at this, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is literally in the name. It's something that's 1,000. Like this is beyond anything that we've ever seen, I feel like, in Bleach. Because at what point are we going to say, Pain going on the Hidden Leaf Village? A lot of people jumped in that fight. Like, are we going to say that's, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're losing the essence
I get that,
of what the
again,
war arc is.
But again, I think like we have that aspect in Bleach every time. When Ichigo first entered the Soul Society arc, this was the first time it ever happened. When we went to Waco Mundo, this was the first time that everybody like gathered around and went there. When we do the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, like this is the first time. Like it's a bunch of firsts for Bleach every time. Like I feel like it's just the same thing time and time again. And I'm not saying that they don't do it good. Like the 1,000-Year Blood War arc is a really good arc. I'm just saying that I've seen it before.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I just think the introduction of Squad Zero is probably one of my favorite parts in all of Bleach.
I agree with
seeing how they move and how they interact and their differences in their personalities and seeing how Ichigo and the others have to train with that. Like, I think that's just, it's different.
Yeah.
It was a different vibe.
Yeah, I get that.
For sure. All right, next one on the list is Code Geass. I know this was a lot of people, and there's Rob. There's Rob with it. There was a lot of people that said Code Geass was up there. P, we even talked about Code Geass a little bit with Blake, especially as far as the ending of Code Geass goes, and Lucian and how he maneuvered himself. What you got? Oh, sorry. The rating for Code Geass was a 9, rounding up, but pure rating was an 8.92.
Round that up.
Rob, since you are so hype about it, what you got to say about Code Geass, bro?
Correction, it's Goat Geass.
Bro, you can't. How many goats you got, bro? Goat piece, goat Geass. What else?
Goat Geass. Well, I mentioned, if you noticed in the beginning, I mentioned Code Geass alongside One Piece. So that should tell you all you really need to know. I love Code Geass. I've seen Code Geass probably around like 3 to 5 times, somewhere in that range. But I mean, I think even one of the biggest aspects of Code Geass is producing one of the greatest protagonists in all of anime. Point blank period. Lelouch Fille Britannia, Lelouch Lamperouge, however you want to call him, is honestly in the GOAT category for protagonists. You've obviously seen me go to conventions and do tier lists, and people are putting Lelouch down in the dirt. And actually, you know, I believe Jared was the one that was, you know, saving Lelouch from being, you know, disrespected. So obviously, I think you don't have to be a fan of mech anime, I feel like, to really get into it. I think it's an amazing story. Seeing how Lelouch is, you know, dealing with problems mentally, and being able to still persevere. I just think it's really just a complete banger. Like, every episode is just heat. You're on the edge of your seat every time. Like, I love Geass, honestly. I've watched it a million times, so yeah, definitely. Yeah, it should be a 9.5 or even higher, you know? Throw it in the 10. I'm not mad at it. Yeah, go Geass, man. I ain't mad at it, man.
So how mad you gonna be when I tell you that I have not finished Code Geass yet?
I would say it makes sense. I mean, based on what everything else you've been.
That's mad. Dang, bro. Am I being fired as janitor now? Like, is that what's happening? I can really. I'm not employed
based on what
no
you've been saying so far, Joe. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Dang.
You know what I'm saying? The round up, round down game. You know what I'm saying? It lines up.
When the Lelouch cosplay? We gonna see Lelouch at MomoCon? What's up? What's up?
It's crazy.
Yo, the Lelouch cosplay is crazy. Nah, I mean, I'm not really a cosplayer. You know what I'm saying? Like,
neither am I. But yeah, here we are.
But I may bust out a cosplay one day. Honestly, you know, Honey wants me to cosplay for real. She's been trying to get me.
I'm sure she has.
Yeah, they've been trying to get me to cosplay for real. So I don't know, man. Maybe one of these days. Hopefully, maybe this summer or something like that. But yeah, I just think Lelouch. Honestly, I mean, out of a lot of the shows that we mentioned, I mean, main character wise, Lelouch is sitting above a lot of them.
Okay.
Just keep it a buck. A lot of them. You're Edward Elric. Lelouch is over him.
Whoa, wow.
Lelouch is over him. Lelouch is Lelouch V. Britannia is a better anime protagonist than Edward Elric.
How do I kick somebody out?
No, keep me in here. Keep me in here. I'm spitting right now. Yo, ask your chat.
I don't think you spitting, but you spitting like you go ahead. Keep talking, sir.
You think you are you serious, P? You in that camp? Oh man, that's crazy.
Go ahead, P.
No, go ahead, P. Go ahead. Since you got something to say, have at it.
I think Code Geass is
Go Geass.
No, he said it right, but
or
continue.
Code Geass, however you want to say it. I don't know.
This is how we're moving.
I don't know. No, I think it's a really good. I think it's a good anime.
Okay.
I just have an issue with how it ended. That's my biggest issue with it. It was very. It was very anticlimactic for me. It was.
That was one of the biggest moments. Sacrificing himself.
I felt like we all saw that coming, and when it came, I was like, "Damn, like y'all really did this."
But I feel like even if you saw it coming, it was still an amazing moment. Just seeing how much Suzaku and Lelouch were arguing and fighting with each other to the point where Suzaku was like, you know what? Let me lock in and actually help you carry this plan out. Like, just seeing all that unfold, seeing Nunnally cry, none of that moved you?
No, so let me tell you what I really like in people. And this is like what I hated even with Attack on Titan and with Eren, because I kind of put them like in very close quarters. If you're going to be a villain, I would rather you stay a villain. I do not want you to blur the lines to say I'm finna go back and try to be a hero. If you gonna be that nigga, then be that nigga. So you gonna have to blur that out. I'm so sorry. If you gonna be that guy, be that guy. And I have issues with characters who are like that. Eren wanted to be that guy. Bruh, you simped out for Mikasa. Even with Lelouch D. Britannia. Like, bruh, you were up to be that guy. And then you weren't that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
Okay.
Yeah?
You?
Absolutely.
Like, if you're going to, like, do all of that all the way to the end, then be that person till the very end. That is my. So
you don't like human beings, is what you're telling me. You don't like character development. You don't like
no.
Is what you're telling me.
Because if we're going to talk about character development, then I think Vegeta did a very good job of being a villain going to like a hero. Like, I think he has a great transition. I said he has a great transition. I don't like it plopped in my lap to say here it is. Lelouch plopped it in my lap. Aaron plopped it in my lap.
Pause.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
Man,
But that's how I feel. I like we saw gradual changes with Vegeta, but with Aaron and even with Lelouch, it was just like at one point in time I'm fighting for the people, at the next point in time villain, or like you know what I'm saying. Like there was like no, for me there was no gradual. It was like I'm this person and now I'm this person. And that's like the end of the ball game.
but we know Lelouch is calculated. I mean, at least from my perspective, I always thought Lelouch was like a very calculated, very smart individual.
100%.
Like, if he's doing anything wild or drastic, drastic measures. That's what it is. It was a drastic time, call for drastic measures, and he showed out. And I feel like him sacrificing himself for the world was kind of like the icing on the cake of his entire character. Like that was like the climax. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like,
Diddy. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'm about to say, Jared, you want to hop in here?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely F with Geass, man. I think it's a great anime. I personally was confused a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you. So that for me made it like tougher for me to like it as much because there was a lot of times I had to go back, rewatch episodes. I was like, how did we get over here? Like, I get that it is got a lot of in depth, but sometimes I just felt like they was like, for what they was trying to portray, like. They was going over it way too fast. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of times I was like, I don't know what the heck is going on. You feel me? And like, it's not, and I felt like, okay, well, maybe it's just me. But then like, as you look at like Death Note or like any other Dr. Stone or whatever, like you look at animes where they have to break down a lot of information, and it's some references like done a lot differently. So I just felt like that was my thing with Code Geass. Like I had to like rewatch it a couple of times to really even understand what was all going on. So that for me maybe not like it as much. I do think it's up there though. I do agree with Rob. Lelouch is a very great anime protagonist. Like what he be doing, what he be accomplishing, his whole forefront thought, everything. It's top 5 for sure. But it's like for me, I was confused a lot. So I was like, damn, I can't really tap in as much. You feel me? So
yeah.
I get that.
okay.
I don't hate any one of these anime. I just have just little. Oh yeah, I don't hate Hunter x Hunter. I just have like little critiques. Like I still think that Code Geass is like it's in my top 10 anime of all time. I just have like issues like here or there. Yeah, that's it. Like it's still in my top 10. Like I just have issues.
Okay,
that's it.
All right.
Next one is let's do JJK. So JJK got a 8.84, so 8.9. Or 9, Rob, however far you want to round up. Got an 8.8.
8.8 is fine.
Yeah, 8.8. 8.8 is fine. So JJK obviously got 8.8. Obviously, season 2, everyone's going crazy about JJK right now. One of the most talked about shows in the world. I talk to people who just get an anime right now. Like, I had people on my team like, yo, JJK this, JJK that. I'm like, there's so much other stuff out there, but cool, I'm glad you're watching. But the world is talking about JJK. Gojo, Sukuna, Nanami, whoever, everybody out there. What are you guys' thoughts as far as its rating? Is it accurately rated? Should it be lower? Is it up there? Should it be in the conversation for one of the best anime ever? What you guys got? Jared, why don't you go first with this one, bro?
I would probably still knock it down like a little point or two, like an 8.5. JJK is great and all, and I just think we haven't even got to the good part. And so for people to be like this hype, it kind of be blowing me because I'm like, bro, we didn't even get to the good part. Like we just got to the tragic part.
Yeah.
Like this is the very beginning. You feel me? I feel like the Gojo versus Sukuna, from what I'm hearing in the manga, is what is making JJK one of the top, especially battle shonens. Because I'm really excited to see the fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a dope
like
fight.
one of those top anime verses. So I feel like that by itself is what is giving JJK its greatness. But I feel this whole Shibuya arc is not the greatest thing we ever seen. Yes, it is fast moving. It is, bro. I mean, me personally, I enjoy the Shibuya arc, but I think I was more entertained in the first season, for sure.
Facts.
There was way much more, like, between Toto's introduction and then Yuji and Toto and then Gojo's first Hollow Purple, them trying the exams, just from the beginning to, even Jogo, like, I was more entertained what was going on. From them thinking Yuji was dead, you know what I'm saying? It just seemed like a lot more plots to have me entertained. While Shibuya is just straight war times. Like people are dying or not, which is like I feel you. But really, you could put Shibuya in a couple. You could put the whole arc in 2 words: Sukuna tweaked. If you want to say the whole arc, Sukuna tweaked, bro. He tweaked out. He bodied their whole situation. Even if they really, if you really think about it, if Sukuna didn't tweak, there would have been a lot more actual confrontation. There would have been a lot more like, this person, there's this person. We have a chance here, but because Sukuna bugged out, it's over. It's done.
Yeah, we saw.
It's like somebody just dropped the bomb, and that was the whole arc.
Exactly. Like we saw a situation get stopped from happening because Sukuna was tweaking. He's like, "Hey, let's play a game real quick." Like, so that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
So I like it. I think the battles again, some of the best battles we've seen for sure in JJK. Like, don't get me wrong. Like they definitely upped the battles. But I just felt like, in terms of like, because the hidden inventory arc is in there, you do get a little bit more lore, which is like also a good thing. But I still feel like it's not even what should be making JJK right now. You feel me? Like it makes more sense that when the first season came out, I felt like people were, I don't know, you could say it's maybe even, but I feel like when the first season came out, we had a JJK at a way higher standing. Like we were immediately saying JJK's top new gen, top 3. Like people were immediately saying that when the first season came out. But the second season, people are definitely going crazy over it. Don't get me wrong. But I feel like more people are going crazy in the manga community. That's really where they were going crazy. Like the Gojo versus Sukuna was like really what's been talked about. You feel me?
Yeah.
So that was me.
Okay. Mr. Household Showdown, what you got for us, bro?
I think JJK has exploded because of the Shibuya arc. Personally, I mean, it won an award, Guinness World Record, broke it, as the most popular anime right now.
Crazy.
JJK is on top currently in the new gen, 100%. Mm-hmm. And even though I can understand some points that Jared was bringing up, for me personally, I did enjoy the fights. I did enjoy seeing Nobara's situation, her flashbacks before she dropped out. Seeing Nanami and his situation before he dropped out as well. I think those character developments, those fights were amazing to see. Again, I do agree that Sukuna did tweak. Jared is right about that as well. But it's way more than just the fight scenes that happened in there for me. I think there's a lot because we got to see the curses kind of develop as well. And it's not just, there's these evil bad guys that we have to kill. Like, no, you get to see how Jogo interacts with Sukuna and how he sees himself measuring up, and how even Mahito in his situation, the curses now have like their own, they're forming like their own little Akatsuki type situation where it's like now they have development, now they have personalities, and they're more out here. Rather than in the first season, it kind of just felt like, this group of bad guys, like, we don't even know what's going on. Now we get to see more of that in the Shibuya Incident arc. And even you can look at Megami's transformation and what he, bringing out Big Raga. Like, that was a huge moment. So I really, really did enjoy that. I think it definitely is accurately rated. The only knock I've ever had for Jujutsu Kaisen, and it still stands, is that damn power system is so confusing.
Makes
to me.
no sense, bro.
And as a battle shonen, I think that is one of the first things you want to make sure people understand is the power system, because not only are power scalers and debaters going to be, picking apart every single thing that happens in the show, but also it makes the fights more interesting and more fun to watch once you understand the power system.
Yeah.
And I feel like whenever I watch JJK, I don't have a full grasp on what's going on with the power system. And even though the fights look cool, I'm still trying to figure out, is he using a domain? Is it simple domain? Is red, blue, purple? There's just too much stuff for me to try to figure out. I'm doing too much mathematics when I'm trying to see hands in boxing, and I feel like that's the only knock I've had on JJK. Everything else I do enjoy.
I agree with Rob. The power system and how they explain it is absolutely ridiculous, and it only gets worse as you read the manga. Like it gets no better. Like I wish that it did, but there are other things that are introduced to the power system that just leaves you like with what's going on. And again, like what Rob said with the Shibuya arc, I feel like the Shibuya arc was more so like a plot point. Like, yeah, we got the background of like new characters, but we actually got to see like kind of sort of what is the end game going to be for the entire series. Like even the biggest guy, the guy who we think is unstoppable, which is Gojo, is now like sealed. Like, what is the fate of what is going on? So again, I think some seasons lend its way to maybe develop the story a little bit more, and that's what I like more so about Shibuya is not only did the story develop more, but we got to see like real boxing. Yeah, Sakuna did tweak out. Like, I'm not even gonna sit here and like play that game. Like, absolutely, I agree 100%. But we got to see a little bit more, even with Toji. Like, we got to see him back in action with his son. Like, that was like a dope moment. So and again, there were a couple of dope moments within Shibuya arc, but yeah, I think it's in the conversation. For right now, it's not finished. But if we're looking at just season to season, it deserves like a talked about spot.
All right, well, that's all the anime we got that we'll go through. Really quickly before we do end, we always like ending with these blind rankings. They're always fun to mess with the guests, have some fun. So we'll see if you guys cannot fall for the trap. I actually don't think y'all's will be too bad, but we'll see what happens.
Anime blind ranking, Anime Sundays edition. So number 1, we have Demon Slayer.
Okay, I'm gonna say 4.
Okay, Black Clover.
I'm gonna say I don't really agree with this, but I'm gonna say 5 to be safe here.
Oh,
Okay.
Messed me all up. Dr. Stone.
See, Dr. Stone, I'll put at 3.
You really played this really well. Mob Psycho.
I guess I'll go 2. Because I only got one more spot.
He walked up the ladder and gave him the right one.
He played to me. And so that means Fairy Tail is your number 1.
Oh, wow, terrible. Yeah, I mean, no, it's not crazy. If I had to actually really switch that around, I'd probably have, out of those 5, I'd probably have, out of those 5, I guess I'd have, that's a tough one. I'd probably have Mob Psycho first.
Okay.
I'd have Mob Psycho, I'd have Dr. Stone, then I'd have Fairy Tail, Demon Slayer, and Black Clover, probably.
Okay.
dang! I thought you loved Black Clover.
I do, bro, but Black Clover, these anime are going to go on, man. You know what I mean? Demon Slayer, I loved Black Clover when Demon Slayer only had 1 season. Now Demon Slayer is on the 3rd. It's a lot more crazy heat out that you feel like, Black Clover, you got to have to keep up with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, like, I would probably have Mob over that, Dr. Stone over that, Fairy Tail, Demon Slayer, and Black Clover. But, just over those specific ones.
Okay.
Cool. All right, Rob, you're up. You ready?
Let's do this, man.
All right. Anime blind ranking, Shonen Showdown edition. Let's go. JJK.
I'll go to Calm 3.
Okay.
JJK.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Frieren.
Frieren, I'll put at 2.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Frieren, I'll put at 2.
Chainsaw Man.
5 ball for Chainsaw.
Okay, so you got 1 and 3 left, right? All right.
Now he got 1 and 4.
1 and 4.
1 and 4 left. 1 and 4 left. My bad. All right, all right, cool. Classroom of the Elite.
Oh! Ooh. Oh, man. Oh. See, because I don't know what's left, man. This is so tough.
Can make it break.
Yeah, man. I think Classroom of the Elite. What did I have? I had JJK at 3, and I've had Chainsaw. Oh, man. I'll put Classroom of the Elite at 1.
Rob,
Great job, Joe.
can you guess what your number 4 is? Based on our
Why
reaction. Can you guess what you put at number 4?
Yeah.
Just got
One Piece.
Nah, One Piece. One Piece is number 4 for Rob.
Of course.
Y'all play too much, man. Yo, run this back. Let me get another one, man. Let me get another one, man.
Where would you? Okay, based on the 5 that you were given, since Jared gave us his, obviously we know One Piece is number 1 on the list. Where would you put the rest if you were given the opportunity to actually just give them the 5 and just rate them? So One Piece at number 1. What? Classroom at 2. Frieren at 3.
Classroom at 2. Frieren at 3 probably, and then JJK 4.
Chainsaw Man.
Chainsaw Man 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey.
I'll say that's fair.
Y'all are toxic, man. I see what y'all do. Yeah.
That's the fun part, bro. Because we got each other so many different times. So it's like let's have fun with the guests and see how they react to these, bro. But it's one of the fun games to play for sure. Yo, fellas, we really appreciate you guys.
Absolutely.
Jared, glad we could get you in here last minute, bro. It really was. Obviously added a lot to the podcast, man. Truly means a lot to have to be in the presence of greatness. You guys are amazing, bro. I mean, yeah, we all work here, but you definitely, you know what I'm saying, you up there. So you up there in the Shonen Syndicate. We over here sweeping floors, bro. We're over here sleeping floors. You know what I'm saying?
Syndicate, bro. Jared international. I don't think y'all understand.
Hey, listen, no,
he
Jared,
international,
listen.
man.
We gave Jared his props too. You know what I'm saying? Y'all both.
I'm just saying, going to these cons, Jared be popular.
Bro, you see how much you got on TikTok, man? You almost got 500,000, man.
That's about to be deleted.
Oh man,
courtesy of the Supreme Court.
But man, no, for real though, like really do appreciate you guys taking the time to hop in here, man, be a part of the podcast. Obviously, the people love you guys. We love you guys. You guys mean a lot to us. Yep. Hopping in your skits before when we first came out to Momo, man, that was dope. Obviously, Rob, you've had us on a couple of your videos, man. Truly means a lot. So thank you guys again for your time. For those of you that are still watching, man, make sure you guys go ahead and check out their socials, ShonenShowdown, AnimexSundays. They're everywhere. They're doing big things, obviously. Obviously, half the time, I'm sure you probably see them together. They're always doing stuff together, and it's dope, always dope content, man. So make sure you guys go check them out. You will not be disappointed. So, but with that, man, appreciate you guys' time. And with that, we're out. Peace.
One Piece is GOAT.
Oh, gosh.
Leave that in.